You just got a promotion. Your first real adult paycheck is finally here, about $67,000 a year with benefits, and it feels like you've stepped into a new level of life. One evening you find yourself standing in a dealership lot, staring at a shiny pickup with leather seats that smell brand new. The price tag, though, makes your bank balance feel very small. The salesman leans on the truck like it already belongs to you. He doesn't ask if you can afford it. He asks what monthly payment feels comfortable. That question alone shifts your thinking. Instead of focusing on the total cost, you start thinking in small pieces. Maybe $800 a month, maybe $900. After all, you've been driving an old car for years, and showing up to meetings in it feels embarrassing. The salesman smiles and says he can make the numbers work. Papers get signed quickly, most of them barely read. You drive away feeling like your entire life just leveled up. What nobody tells you in that moment is that this single decision could quietly cost you hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million, by the time you reach retirement. It doesn't happen because you're careless. You actually do some quick mental math. The payment seems manageable compared to rent. Financial advice often says spending a portion of income on transportation is normal. You're a little above that, but it doesn't feel extreme. Plus, there's the emotional side. A nicer vehicle feels like proof that you're moving forward. It feels like success. But here's the part most buyers never see clearly. A vehicle that costs around $70,000 after taxes, fees, and at ONS might require financing around $63,000. With interest over several years, the total payments can climb far above the original price. By the time the loan is finished, you may have paid tens of thousands more than the vehicle is worth. Meanwhile, the truck itself has lost a huge chunk of its value simply because time passed. That difference between what you paid and what the vehicle is worth is pure loss. It doesn't show up all at once, so it feels harmless. But it quietly drains wealth. Now think about the same money from another angle. If someone instead bought a reliable used car for a much lower price and invested the difference, that money would grow over time. With steady investing and average market returns, the growth compounds year after year. What begins as tens of thousands can become hundreds of thousands decades later. The power comes from time, not luck. This is the real hidden cost of expensive vehicles. It isn't just the sticker price or the loan payments. It's the future growth that money could have created. Most people also underestimate ongoing costs. Larger vehicles often use more fuel, cost more to insure, and require expensive maintenance. Small monthly increases don't feel dramatic, but together they create constant pressure on your budget. Over years, that pressure can prevent saving, investing, or building an emergency fund. The hardest part is that outwardly, everything looks fine. A person driving an expensive vehicle appears successful. Meanwhile, someone driving an older, modest car might actually be building real wealth quietly. Over time, this difference compounds. One person focuses on appearance and short-term comfort. The other focuses on long-term ownership and freedom. Decades later, the results can be drastically different. There's also a powerful psychological factor at work. New purchases bring a burst of excitement, but research shows that feeling fades quickly. Within a few months, the new car simply becomes normal transportation. The payment, however, stays the same. This cycle repeats throughout life. Many people upgrade vehicles regularly, each time restarting large payments. Years pass, and they spend a significant portion of their income on something that continually loses value. Meanwhile, the people who become financially secure often follow a different pattern. They delay upgrades, buy used, avoid heavy debt, and invest consistently. Their lifestyle might look less impressive early on, but it gives them flexibility later. The real lesson isn't that you should never buy something nice. It's that every major purchase carries a long-term ripple effect. Money spent today is not just money gone. It's also the future growth that money will never produce. Understanding that changes how you see decisions. Instead of asking what monthly payment fits, you start asking what the total cost truly means over time. You start weighing whether a purchase moves you closer to freedom or further from it. In the end, wealth rarely comes from dramatic events. It usually grows quietly through small, repeated choices. Often, the biggest difference between financial stress and financial stability isn't income. It's the habits built around spending, saving, and patience. Once you see the full picture, the decision becomes clearer. Every dollar can either work for you over time or disappear into something that steadily loses value. And that awareness alone can change the direction of an entire financial future.